Okay, so we're at a stage now where we can combine everything that we've learned to write a simple program that does a menu. So we've got a simple menu here that says we're going to simulate a virtual dog. So you've got option A, which is to feed the dog, option B, which is to pet the dog, option C, which is to quit, and then we've got a prompt for the user to type in what option they would like. So obviously at this stage, it's just an input, so they can type in whatever they want and the program will just end. So the first thing we're going to do to get started on this menu program is to take the input and assign it into a variable. We use the assignment operator and we put that into a variable that I'm just going to call choice. So there it is. And then, so if we run this once again, there's no change, but we do have a variable that has captured that response from the user. So at this point, we can now use some if statements to check what choice it was that the user typed in. So let's just take a look at the first option. So we're going to check to see whether they typed in A. So we're going to go if choice double equals. So we're looking inside the choice variable and we're checking to see whether it's A. So just remembering that it is case sensitive, so it will only work for lowercase a at this stage, and then always remembering that we end our if statement with a colon. We press enter there, Python automatically inserts some spaces for us, which means that line 6 at the moment will only run if choice is equal to A. So if they did type in A, which is to feed the dog, we're just going to say print munch, 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 okay, because the virtual dog is making some munching noises like that. Okay, and if we run this at the moment, they type in A, you should see munch, munch, munch. If they type in anything else, what do you think might happen? So if they type in B, okay, do you think there'll be an error or nothing? So let's see, nothing happens. Okay, and we can see that when we step through the code very quickly. Step, step, step. Down there, we get the choice. We type in B, we press enter. We reach line 5, it's still going to check whether choice is equal to A. Now that's false, so there are no more lines of code left after the indented line, so the program ends. So what that means is if we wanted to add a new choice, if we wanted to add the ability to handle a new choice, like what if they typed in B, all we can do is just add another if statement and check whether it's equal to B, remembering that we're using two equal signs, and notice that the second if statement is lined up with the first one. Okay, it's not indented, it's not like that, because if that happens, what we're doing is checking whether they typed in A and then checking whether they typed in B. That can't be possible, right? So we're checking to see whether if A is not true, then we're going to line 7 and checking whether it's equal to B, and in which case we're going to say pet, pet, pet. Okay, so let's run that at full speed. If they type in B, it should say pet, pet, pet. Okay, so I'm just going to step through it again just to make it super clear. If they typed in A here, notice that it still goes to line 5 and checks for A, and that's true, so it displays munch, munch, munch. But then after munch, 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 what do you think will happen? Will it go to line 7 and check for B, or will it automatically end? So the answer is, it still goes to line 7 and checks for B, even though we knew that they typed in A. And the reason for that is because the second if statement is not indented and it's underneath the first one, it's going to go through and check all the lines. Okay, so it's still going to check B, that's going to be false, and it's only going to display munch, munch, munch. Okay? All right, so let's take a look at doing the quit option. So we're going to add another if statement here. If choice is equal to C, okay, all we're going to do is just display thanks for playing with me, okay, and then we would like the program to end. So in the same way, let's step through this very quickly. If they type in C, you'll see that it still checks line 5, that's false. So it skips to line 7, checks to see whether it's B, that's false, gets to C, displays thanks for playing with me, and then the program ends.